Most people spend their entire lives reacting, angry at the traffic, destroyed by one bad comment, broken by people who don't even think about them. But 2,000 years ago, a slave, an emperor, and a soldier discovered something that would outlive every empire they ever knew. Today, those lessons are yours. Stay until the end, because number 20 might completely change how you see yourself. The Stoics didn't preach weakness. They trained warriors. They built empires. They walked through tragedy without flinching, not because they felt nothing, but because they mastered everything within. Here are 20 life lessons from Stoic philosophy that will protect your peace and shape your future, starting right now. Lesson 1: control what you can. The only thing you truly own is your response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Stop fighting the weather. Start steering the ship." Lesson 2: Memento Mori. Remember, you will die. You are going to die. Say it out loud. The Stoics kept a skull on their desk, not out of fear, but as a reminder, this moment is the only one guaranteed. Don't waste it chasing approval from people who won't even remember your name. Lesson 3: don't react. Respond. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. That space is your freedom. Most people surrender it in a second. Guard it like your life depends on it, because your reputation does. Lesson 4: amor fati, love your fate. Nietzsche borrowed this from the Stoics. Amor fati, love your fate, not just accept it, love it. Every setback, every betrayal, every loss, it happened for you, not to you. The obstacle is the way. Lesson 5: silence is power. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." The most powerful person in any room is usually the quietest. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Lesson 6: build your inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel, a fortress inside your mind that no enemy could ever breach. Build it daily through discipline, reading, reflection. When the world tries to break you, it will find nothing to grip. Lesson 7: your reputation is built in private. What you do when no one is watching, that is who you are. The Stoics had no social media. Their legacy was built one private decision at a time. Show up for yourself first. The world will notice eventually. Lesson 8: stop seeking validation. Every time you need someone's approval to feel okay, you give them ownership of your peace. The Stoics were obsessed with one thing: inner virtue. Not likes, not applause, not titles. Just, are you living with integrity? Lesson 9: voluntary discomfort. Seneca would voluntarily skip meals, wear rough clothing, and sleep on the floor, not because he had to, but to practice. He said, "Set aside a certain number of days to practice poverty." You will ask yourself, is this really what I feared? Discomfort is the school of strength. Lesson 10: choose your circle. Ruthlessly, Epictetus warned, avoid the company of those who will pull you down. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle doesn't challenge, elevate, or inspire you, it's quietly destroying you. Lesson 11: the negative visualization. Imagine losing everything you love, your health, your home, the people around you. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, not to be pessimistic, but to feel gratitude so deep it changes your behavior today. Lesson 12: never complain. Marcus Aurelius ruled the greatest empire in history, fought wars, buried children, and battled illness, all while writing philosophy at midnight. He never complained in public once. Complaining is declaring yourself a victim. Choose differently. Lesson 13. Work without attachment to outcomes. Do the work. Release the result. The Stoics knew you cannot control outcomes, only effort and intention. Plant the seed. Water it daily. Then let the harvest come when it comes. Anxiety is just attachment to a future you can't control. Lesson 14. Time is your only real currency. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a great deal of it." You spend money and can earn it back. You spend time, and it is gone forever. Guard your hours like they are gold. They are worth more. Lesson 15. Anger is a temporary madness. Seneca called anger a brief madness. And you know it's true. Think of every decision you regret. How many came from anger? The Stoics didn't suppress emotion. They questioned it. Ask, will this matter in 5 years? If not, don't give it 5 minutes. Lesson 16. Embrace impermanence. Everything passes. Your pain, your triumph, your season of greatness, your darkest night. Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is a river of vanishing moments. Don't cling, don't resist. Flow." Lesson 17. Read. Always read. Every Stoic philosopher was a devoted reader and writer. Marcus Aurelius kept a personal journal. Seneca wrote hundreds of letters. They knew the mind left empty will be filled by the world's noise. Fill it yourself. Read one book this week, then another. Lesson 18. Be useful to others. Marcus Aurelius said, "What injures the hive injures the bee." Stoicism was never about cold isolation. It was about showing up fully for your family, your community, your purpose. The man who builds only for himself builds nothing that lasts. Lesson 19. Accept death as a teacher. The Stoics were not afraid of death. They studied it. They let it clarify what mattered. Steve Jobs said something very Stoic. "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose." Live accordingly. Lesson 20, the finale. And lesson 20, the one that ties every other lesson together. You are not the problem. You are the solution you haven't fully committed to yet. The Stoics didn't discover peace by hiding from the world. They found it by going through it, with discipline, with intention, with fire. You live in the most distracted, most noise-filled time in human history. The man or woman who chooses stillness, chooses discipline, chooses virtue. In this era, that is the most radical act of rebellion possible. Start today, not tomorrow. Today, because as Marcus Aurelius whispered to himself each morning, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Protect your peace. Shape your future. Live like a Stoic. If these lessons hit different, share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more timeless wisdom every week. And drop a comment below. Which lesson hit you hardest? I read every single one.